Hello ladies and gentlemen, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to write effective cold email scripts. Now with that being said, let's just get right into it. Now the thing with writing cold email scripts is there isn't necessarily a definitive right way of doing it, right? Now as a lot of things in marketing are, right, it really depends on the situation. There's a lot of intricacies when it comes to actually writing a script really well, but I'm going to go through sort of the most common mistakes people make. I'm going to give you an example of bad emails, and I'm going to give you a couple of examples of good emails. But again, just by watching this video, you're not just going to become a master scriptwriter, because again, it does take a lot of repetition and a lot of work to actually understand how to do it correctly. Okay, but with that being said, let's just get right into it. Now, there are a lot of different ways to write good email scripts, right? Several different strategies, several different ways of personalization, and a lot of different types of call to actions. And there isn't, again, a definitive way of doing it right. Now, first, we're going to discuss what not to do. Now, these are probably the 5 most common mistakes I see people making. And the first one is introducing yourself. Now, introducing yourself is one of those rookie mistakes people make when they're just getting started. And it's just kind of one of those things that's just kind of common sense. People think that if they introduce themselves, it creates a human connection. But in reality, people don't care about who you are or where you're from. They just care about how you can help them. Right now, this is just like basic human psychology. They don't care who you really are, right? Like strangers don't care. And every word that you write in your emails that doesn't further support the fact that you can help a prospect with something is just making it easier for them to stop reading and not really fully read your email, which a lot of the time your actual like content of the email comes down the line, okay? And the more words, again, the longer it's going to take to read. Now, keep in mind, you always want to keep your email as short as humanly possible, right? There's never been a single study in the entire world that shows that people like to read longer emails than shorter emails. Obviously, the content of said email also matters a lot, but there's never been any study like if you can fit the exact same thing into a shorter email, like you'll never get a benefit by having a longer email, okay? Now, meaning really introducing yourself doesn't make sense in either way, right? First of all, people don't care who you are, meaning if you're not telling them how you can help them, they don't care. And second of all, it's more likely that someone's going to read a shorter email than a longer email, meaning both these points support the fact that you should not be introducing yourself, okay? Then the next thing, including links. Now, this is a really big one, specifically an unsubscribe link, right? This is the mistake that people make like the most of the time, right? It's common sense. A lot of people know that to do email marketing, you need to have an unsubscribe link, which is true in industries like e-commerce, industries like stuff like that. Like you do have to have an unsubscribe link in the bottom of your email. But the fact of the matter is, if you put it in your email, you're going to completely kill your deliverability, and it's just not going to make sense. Okay. Now, in all honesty, I'm not sure about like how the legality of it works. I know the laws are different around the world, but I know in the U.S. you can definitely send cold emails. It's not like not allowed or something. So that's how that looks. Then, no campaign level offer. Now, this is a very important concept that a lot of people don't even know about. It's not that they're messing it up, they just don't know about it. Now, there's 2 types of offers. There's agency level offers and there's campaign level offers. An agency level offer is what you provide to your clients as a service. A campaign level offer is what you're offering in your outreach campaigns to your prospects. Meaning, in order to succeed with cold outreach, you need a good campaign level offer, okay? To close someone, you need a good agency level offer. Those are 2 different things. Now, if you email someone and flat out state, hey, first name, our company helps e-commerce brands lower their CAC by 10% using our Facebook paid ad strategy. Does Monday work for a call? This is just not going to work. It's just not going to work. Like you're just saying your agency offer and trying to make it into a campaign offer, and it's just not how it works, right? But if you email someone with a good campaign level offer and say, hey, first name, I saw one of, let's just say Sephora's ads on Instagram yesterday, and I decided to make 3 ad creatives for Sephora that I think could perform better. Mind if I send them over, right? Now, I honestly could talk about hours for effective lead magnets and call to action, so I'm not even going to get into it here, right? But I have other videos on my channel if that's something you want to learn about, but that is a good offer that you could write in your email. Now, with something like this, you're definitely going to see results, right? Matter of fact, we've ran stuff like this for e-commerce clients before, and we've booked 9-figure brands with this exact, like, not this exact script because we only share the exact scripts in Lead Academy, but something similar, okay? Now, that's because I just showed you a good example of an obviously valuable and low commitment campaign level offer. Now, I'm, again, not going to go into these things very heavily because I have other videos where I've gone over them, but I want to just go over what exactly obviously valuable and low commitment mean. Okay, now obviously valuable means that it's obviously valuable, meaning, and it's a little bit contrary, but it means that no one has to observe its value. Okay, think about it like this: something that's obviously valuable is a block of gold, right? Like everybody knows that, like 1 pound of gold costs this amount of money. I don't know what the exact number is, but I know like everybody agrees on the fact that gold is valuable. When on the other hand, something like your time, not the entire world doesn't agree your time is worth something, okay? Your time is only worth what select people are willing to pay for it. Meaning, one of the popular call to action that people do in cold email is something like a Loom video. And their logic is, okay, I'm going to send you a 30-minute Loom video, and I value my time at $500 an hour, therefore it's $250 in value. That's not how that works, right? Your time's not obviously valuable. Therefore, you cannot pretend like it is valuable, right? Like people understand that time is money, but they don't understand that your time is money. Therefore, that's not an obviously valuable offer, okay? Low commitment campaign or a low commitment campaign offer is something that doesn't take much effort to fulfill on, right? Meaning if you tell somebody, can I send you over a couple of free ad creatives? It's very easy to say yes. You're simply going to send it to them and they're simply going to take the ad creatives and test them, right? That's it. But if you tell somebody, let me give you a customized report on your ads, and they have to get on a call with you and give you access to all of your, Facebook ads portals, a bunch of logins, they have to trust you. It's a bunch of 2FA codes. You have to hook your stuff up. That's a high commitment offer. And even though it might be valuable, that's very high commitment. And that person has to put in a lot of effort in order to accept your proposal, right? Which is not something you want to do. Okay. Then we have a bad campaign level offer, right? So before we talked about no campaign level offer, now there's a thing as bad campaign level offer. Now, pretty much everyone in cold email by now knows about the Loom video strategy. Now, for the small segment of people that don't know who are watching this video, the Loom video strategy is, in essence, when you pitch a Loom video with free value in it to a certain prospect, and that's their incentive for answering, right? So it could be something like, hey, John, I saw Sephora's ads on my feed. I just thought that you guys could be doing a better job. Do you mind if I send over a video of how you guys could improve your ads? Okay, that's a very basic example. Now, I'm not going to go into exactly why offering a Loom video isn't a really good idea, because of the fact that I've already gone over this in specific in another video, which I'm going to link in the top right, or in this document if you want to take a look at it. It'll also be in here. So if you are interested in why you shouldn't be doing Loom videos, then take a look at that, okay? But now let's talk about what actually makes a campaign level offer good. Now, again, obvious value. In other words, the market understands the value proposition and does not need to be convinced that it's valuable, right? Think like a solid gold bar. Nobody needs to be convinced the gold is valuable, okay? Actually useful. You need to give away something that the target market finds useful and not something that you find useful, okay? One of the big examples is a lot of marketing agencies will try to give stuff to e-commerce companies. They'll try to give funnel audits and like very marketing intensive stuff. And a lot of these e-commerce companies, they don't really know what that is per se, right? Obviously the bigger brands have CMOs and people who take care of this sort of stuff, but a lot of the smaller brands, brands doing 20, 30K a month, they just simply don't do that. They simply don't have that. They simply don't know that. And offering them to do a funnel audit when they don't even know what a funnel is just not the right thing to do. You need to understand what your target market wants, which goes into the concept of actually doing market research. Okay, so you need to give away something that is actually useful. And all of these things seem extremely common sense, but if everybody were to just use common sense in cold outreach, everybody would just get results, right? Because again, if you go up to somebody and you give them a good offer at the right time and they're the right person to give it to, they're going to say yes. It's not rocket science, right? You just have to give them a good offer. Okay, now address a real problem that they're having. Don't offer glasses to a blind man, right? That's obviously figurative, but you have to offer something that they actually care about. So if you message an e-commerce company who's in dire need of an email marketer, right, and that's like their number one focus, and you offer them a landing page redesign, you're just not solving a problem. And therefore, whatever lead magnet you're going to do, they're not going to care about. Okay, so make sure that the people you're messaging actually want your service. Okay, and then also don't require a huge amount of effort for them to accept your value. That's what I just talked about in the commitment aware part, right? You want to make it as easy as possible to say yes to what it is you're asking for, or what it is you're offering, more accurately. Okay. Then this is the final thing: emails that are way too long. Now, although in our agency we don't follow any specific convention for how long your email has to be, a lot of people say like 200 words, 100 words, 150 words. We don't do that. We don't have like a set number, and we always follow this convention, but we try to keep it as short as possible. Now, here's an example of an email that has a bunch of like nonsense in it. Hey, John, I hope you're having a great Wednesday. Listen, man, I was scrolling on Facebook the other day, minding my business, and one of Sephora's ads popped up on my feed. It looked good, but could be so much better, and I thought I'd reach out and offer you some free ad creatives. I'm in the marketing field myself, so I know this sort of stuff works. Let me know if you'd be interested. It's completely free, no strings attached. Just a way for me to get my foot in the door. Now, what's highlighted in red right here can simply be removed, and the message in this email would still stay the same. If I said, hey, John, I thought I'd reach out and offer you some free ad creatives. Let me know if you'd be interested. It's completely free, no strings attached, right? Maybe not this bare bone, but the message is still the same. If I can say the same thing in 1/5 of the words, you're obviously like just putting a bunch of fluff in, right? And it's just human like nature to put in like fluff because it's just like you're communicating, right? But the thing is that you have a very limited amount of time to properly portray your offer here, and you don't want to be saying like nonsense, right? You want to just like get straight to the point, okay? Now, every word we put in our cold emails legitimately serves a purpose, and that is not an over-exaggeration. We don't say things like, I hope you're having a great Wednesday, okay? Now, although this is very polite and a very nice greeting, this will not generate cash. Nobody is going to reply to your email and say, hey, John, I was interested in your service, and I think that you guys can 100% get me the result that I want, but you didn't tell me that you hope I'm having a good day, therefore I'm not interested. Nobody in the entire world will ever say that. And therefore, saying stuff like this, right, doesn't make sense, right? You're just adding words and you're giving them more of a chance to stop reading, okay? Or things like, it looked good, but could have been so much better. Now, this right here is something that we used to do, right? I will be honest with you guys. Like, obviously, I'm a human being. I also learn from my mistakes. This is something we used to do a lot. A lot of people take this the wrong way, right? A lot of people can't really handle criticism. That's just the nature of human beings. And people will simply read that and get offended to it, right? They'll be like, oh, hey, where's your e-commerce company, or where's your, whatever it is that we criticize. And although that a lot of the time we are right and it is just not good what it is they're doing, right? People don't like that, okay? And because it simply doesn't add value to the conversation. None of these things add value to the conversation, right? None of these things, saying any of these things, do not make the person desire your service more, okay? Now that most of the mistakes are out the way, let's talk about what good emails are. Now, as I said in the start of the video, there's no such thing as a universally good cold email. So I can't just tell you like this is the way to do it, this is not the way to do it. But I am going to give you 3 different angles that we use right now in our agency that are very effective. Now, the poke the bear angle, I believe Eric, I don't want to say his name wrong, but Eric Nawasaki is like the first one that kind of put this, I guess, phrase into my head. I've known about the concept of just being direct before, but he's the first one who like gave it this name. And for those of you who want to learn cold email, he's a great guy. You guys should go check him out. And this is kind of where I like know the term from. So this is a direct question to the business owner. Now I'm going to talk about what exactly that is in a little bit, but just so you guys know. An opportunity cost angle. This is when you make a person aware of how much they're missing out on by not working with you. And a direct offer angle. Now, simply state the offer. That's like legitimately it. You simply state the offer. And we primarily use this to validate an offer, okay? Like to understand whether there actually is demand for an offer before we start like building everything out for it. Now, a poke the bear angle is something like, and I'm going to keep using the John and Sephora example. Hey, John, just curious. I looked into Sephora's media buying online, and you guys are running Facebook ads and Google ads, but not Snapchat ads. Snapchat's demographic heavily tailors to the younger demographic, and they'd be perfect people to expose Sephora's products to. Do you mind if I send over some free creatives you guys can test on Snapchat? Completely free, no strings attached. Now, before any of you say that this email has unnecessary words, I wrote this completely off the dome, right? We don't just write emails and run them immediately. We optimize them, right? So I probably could cut off some words here, but this is just a rough example, okay? Here's an opportunity cost email, right? Hey, John, you know how in 2018 Facebook ads were extremely easy and people made millions of dollars capitalizing on being early? Snapchat's in the same position right now. You can get 10x the reach for the same price, and your ideal demographic is natively on Snapchat. Do you mind if I send over some creatives for you to try on Snapchat? Completely free. Right now, keep in mind, our campaign level offer stays the same, but the actual approach is different, right? This is an opportunity cost angle. And then a direct offer angle is something like, hey, John, I just made a couple of ad creatives for you to try on Snapchat ads platform. Mind if I send them over? Completely free, no strings attached. Like, this is literally just an offer, okay? And that's it. So that's kind of how it looks. Now, there's obviously tons of other email angles, right, that you can take. Again, if I were to really sit here and try to tell you guys about every single email angle, this video would be hours upon hours upon hours. But the real takeaway is not to use these 3 specific angles. It is to have the mindset of how to do cold email properly, okay? Now, you guys have to understand that cold email isn't some internet thing. It's not like some, magic thing or something. It's just common sense, right? If you go up to somebody and you try to pitch them and your pitch is 3 hours long, they're not going to listen to you. Like, they're just not going to sit there for 3 hours and listen to you, right? Now, obviously, that is a little bit of an exaggeration. No one's going to spend 3 hours reading your email either. But you can imagine how your pitch being 30 seconds and your pitch being 3 minutes, right? You can imagine how there's a difference there. Same thing with a cold email, right? People put very low effort into reading their emails. So if your email is not extremely enticing off the bat, you're done for. You only have a couple of seconds to really catch their attention, and that's it, okay? So that's really the key part here. But the overarching key points to understand in this video is give away as much free value as possible in your campaign level offer. Keep your emails as short as possible while still maintaining what you want in them. And do not say words that are necessary. Just don't do it. And do not have any links, especially unsubscribe links, because it will kill your deliverability. Okay? But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. We actually hit 1,000 subscribers today, so I'm really happy for that. Thank you guys. We are still relatively a small channel, so obviously I noticed every single person that subscribed. So again, if you guys did enjoy, please like and subscribe, and we'll go from there. Bye-bye.